So recently I was asked on Twitter to do a video telling people to give Call of Duty World War II a chance. I felt like it was kind of a weird request because I see a lot of people extremely hyped for Call of Duty World War II. And the only complaints that I seem to see when it comes to Call of Duty World War II is a lack of swastikas in the multiplayer and character customization. Which is, well, it's fundamentally fucking retarded. The problem with identity politics right now is that everyone is worried about somebody being a part of X group, you know, so they're worried that Call of Duty's going social justice warrior, and some people are worried that the people that don't like that are alt-right, you know, neo-Nazis, and it's just fucking stupid. If you don't like women in Call of Duty World War II, that doesn't make you sexist, that probably means you're a bit of a historian, but if you were more of a historian, you might know about the women being there, and if you were a little bit more lenient with the idea of historical accuracy in video games, you might understand why they would put a magnifying glass over a small part of history to teach a lot of people about something that happened. But in my opinion, even if there was not one woman who served in any role in World War II, I like the idea of character customization, and one of the big things that me and my girlfriend were kind of frustrated about with the whole idea of a World War II game, COD going back to its roots, is, am I not going to get my customization? Am I not going to get my personalization anymore? It's just going to go back to basically being Call of Duty 2 and 3 and World at War. So I like that the game is actually inclusive, not for social justice, that's bullshit, but for the community. I think it's cool because the multiplayer community on Call of Duty is very large, it's very vocal, and I feel like, yeah, women should be able to play as women in the multiplayer. And I'm not afraid to beat a dead horse on this. Honestly, people's complaints about the game have rarely been about the game itself. I was watching IGN's video that just showed off some of the firing range aspects of Call of Duty World War II, and the comments were like, well, I don't see any black Nazi women in this video, but there are in the game. I would have bought this game if it wasn't for all the women in it. And it's like firing range gameplay. Nobody talked about the sounds of the guns or the recoil or the graphics or anything. It was just like, oh, too bad there's black Nazi women. The game isn't saying that there were a lot of black Nazi women. The game is saying if you are a black woman and you want to play the game, we only have two teams, Axis and Allies, so yeah, you can be your character on either team. It's a World War II multiplayer AAA shooter. It's simply for character customization because people like that. That's a selling point to most people, actually. But the loud screaming minority makes it sound like everybody's against Call of Duty World War II for this, and in fact, actually the feminists are pissed off that it's tokenistic. Also, a lot of third-wave radical feminists do not believe in the draft for women, so I think it's funny that these women are in this World War II game, and World War II was heavily drafted. I think that's kind of funny that these women are going to be playable in a war game with a draft, and third-wave radical feminists hate the idea of the draft. You know, because it's only abusive if it happens to them. But honestly, it's just character customization, and there's going to be swastikas in the campaign. You're going to have your realistic, gritty campaign about real people and real things that happened. But this goes back to what I said a long time ago about Paranoia being worse than the thing itself. SJW Paranoia is worse than SJWs, because a multiplayer game, a World War II game, I'm not going to try to downplay it, it's a World War II game that allows people to play as women on either side whenever they want, however they want. That's just character customization, not a social movement, not a social statement. All of the last Call of Duties have had either female characters and customization or the ability to switch your character to female. So some people that are new to the franchise might not take kindly to a game without it. That's why they're doing it. See, when a social justice warrior gets really paranoid that when somebody doesn't like a woman in a game, or doesn't like this female character, or prefers games with male characters, and that SJW, that crazy ass SJW freaks out and calls you sexist and racist, homophobic, whatever it might be because you don't like a certain character. I don't like the character Tracer in Overwatch, and I'm sure some people would call me homophobic for that. I just don't like the shallow, shitty character. I don't care who they kiss. But you see, their paranoia of, I wonder which one of these people online are sexist, racist, homophobic, voted for Trump, is just as bad in my opinion as, I wonder if there's women in this game to appease social justice warriors. I wonder if character customization in this game is just a front for SJW takeover. I wonder if this game having a black character is a sign of white genocide. Look, I recently saw Spider-Man Homecoming and I didn't like the fact that they brown-washed Flash Thompson, but guess what? Is it for SJW takeover? No. He's a completely different bully in Spider-Man Homecoming. In Spider-Man Homecoming, he's not the big jock douchebag, he's the preppy douchebag. I prefer my classic comic book Flash Thompson, but if I'm going to go into a movie and see, hey, this character used to be white and now they're brown, and it's like, oh, the SJWs are taking over. No, people are allowed to do that with characters, just like we can make a character white. That's not a racist thing. But you see, it's that paranoia that I see with Call of Duty World War II. Is this white genocide? Is this sexist? Are these people that don't like it neo-Nazis? That shit needs to stop. Let there be character customization that breaks some historical accuracy in the multiplayer arena Twitch shooter. Let Flash Thompson be brown. It's not a sign of an SJW takeover. Stop watching your feminist ponage videos or your, by the way, we're being taken over by the liberal videos. Stop watching that shit and focus on everything around you, and you'll realize it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as I thought. So, the video, that's right, Call of Duty World War II. A lot of angsty teenagers that watch these ponage videos about feminism and things, and you hear the crazy feminist that gets mad at a video game for not having female characters, and within that context, this thing with Call of Duty World War II and all the things people are upset about, in that context, yeah, it's scary to some people, and it's usually younger people. But trust me, it's just marketing, it's just a gameplay feature, it's just something for everybody of every skin color and gender to feel like they can create the character they want to create. Call of Duty's kind of shifted more towards being an RPG ever since the Modern Warfare series, with the way you rank up and unlock things, and it's very RPG-esque, and when Call of Duty Ghosts added character customization, it really accentuated that, and people love that. And I did too. So, the meat of this video isn't everything I just said. That's just my opinion, that's my gunk, whatever, you know, whatever. I cannot say whatever enough about all the things I just said. That's just my views. The meat of the video is, can we judge World War II, Call of Duty World War II, based on its merits? As a video game, as a shooter, not as a Call of Duty, not as, is it to SJW or not? As a shooter, as a rootin' tootin', point and shootin' fucking video game where you fucking shoot other players. Can we cement something here where we look at the game as a game? Can we look at the game as a product, as software? Is it fun to shoot people? Is it enjoyable to play? Do you want to spend your time on it? Let's focus on that shit. I'm tired of the videos that say Call of Duty World War II is a joke. I click on it, it's like, no, swastikas, women in the multiplayer. It's like, the fuck, talk about the goddamn game. The other complaints that I hear are that it's copying Battlefield, which is so hilarious to me. Yeah, Battlefield invented World War shooters, sure. And Battlefield invented the bayonet charge, sure. It's not like the bayonet charge was fucking in Call of Duty World at War, and that Call of Duty has done way more World War II shooters than Battlefield has, Battlefield only doing 2 of them. So that shit's completely stupid, because even if it was a direct copy of Battlefield 1's features and ideas, it's still a completely different style of game. No Battlefield player plays COD to accentuate their Battlefield experience or vice versa. So basically, what I'm saying is, I don't know if I'm going to like Call of Duty World War II or not until I play the beta and I get an idea of how the game is going to be and what the pacing is going to be like. And until then, keep your SJW paranoia to yourself, keep your neo-Nazi paranoia to yourself. Stop comparing it to other games that have similar features, and let's look at it as a shooter on its own. That's what needs to happen. Not within the Call of Duty franchise, not compared to other games, by itself as a $60 product, what is it? That's my 10 cents. That's my 10. That's all of it. That's everything I got. So, basically, should you give Call of Duty World War II a chance? Yeah, it's a fucking video game. It's something that you can try if you're interested in a World War II shooter. If the character customization turns it off for you, fine. Fuck, that's so fucking stupid. Like, that's so weird. I think, yeah, women in the game are gonna be kind of weird because it's a World War II setting, but fuck, I don't care. And if you stay till this point in the video, I am with you on the screaming thing. I watched some gameplay and the female screaming made me uncomfortable. It was loud, it was obnoxious, it was like uneasy. It's like, whoa, I'm playing Call of Duty. Okay, I'm not watching an actual war film, so let's fucking tone it down. This is COD's multiplayer. I don't want to hear people screaming for their lives all game. So yeah, the flamethrower looks overpowered anyway. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you guys. Hope you enjoyed this little rant tangent thing. It's this video started out somewhere else in my head and it got over here. So if I got redundant or stupid, let me know in the comment section below. It was just a bit of a tangent. So anyway, love you guys. See you later.